On what happens when somebody passes. What's the process? What are your responsibilities, and how do you take care of them? There was a great article put out by the LA County tax assessor. Now, these rules change in every county. So, depending on where the decedent passed and depending on where they hold property, you need to check with that individual tax assessor in that district or that state to make sure you follow the rules. In Los Angeles County, our tax assessor put out a great article I'm going to share with you on what happens when somebody passes and what your responsibilities are. And I'll put the link down in the description. But basically, number one rule is that within 150 days of the date of death, you need to file what's called a change in ownership, death of real property owner form. And that's available online. If you need to have that form, I can send that to you. Just text or email me. But it has to be done within 150 days. If it's a probate, it must be done at the same time that the inventory and appraisal is filed. Now, that presumes that's done within the first 150 days. Sometimes probates aren't filed way after that, and that responsibility wasn't done, and the state is facing possibly penalties and late fees for not notifying along the way. The other thing that happens is that sometimes the property is going to pass from parent to child or parent to grandchild, and there are rules now that both extend that savings, but also limit it. Meaning, there's a form from parent to child. There's another form from parent to grandchild. But in order to pass the property and avoid the reassessment, the property has to be used as a primary residence, and that's a big point of confusion. So, if you want to protect it from reassessment, probably need to talk to an attorney to get the actual effect on you individually. Additionally, there's confusion regarding a trust. Now, a trust can limit exposure to a lot of information. However, legally, when the ownership is passed from somebody to somebody else, the county is supposed to be notified, and there is an assessment possibly. And that often is not done because people feel that the trust is completely private. But again, if you talk to an attorney, they're probably going to tell you that even though the property is held in the trust, the ownership transferred, and the county needs to be notified. And there's time limits there. It has to be done within 3 years. It also has to be done before the sale to a third party. That's where usually these things get caught, is the reassessment was never done prior to the sale to a third party. So I'm going to put in the description below a link to this great article. It was actually in the Downey Patriot newspaper online that I caught this. If you're interested in this article, click there. Or if you want more information or the form for the county, call, text, or email me if I can help you. As always, I'm Bill Gross, the LA Probate expert, here to be of service to families here in LA County, California.